Freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. I don't know what train he's on. Won't you tell me where he's gone?
So here we are on a train going across the USA. And at the moment we're coming up to New Mexico in Arizona. And we're going to be in New York in about 12 minutes. Freight train. If you look closely, you'll see my reflection in the window, and this is the only time I'm in the movie. There I am. There I am. There we go. The fellow with the white hair.
Freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. I don't know what train he's on. Would you tell me where he's gone?
Where are we now?
When he dies, just bury him, please. Way down the end of Old Chestnut Street.
Arizona.
Poplars at his head and feet, and tell him he's gone to sleep.
Now we're going to New Mexico to hear a man talk about a battle.
Freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so
The outcome of the three-day skirmish at Glorieta Pass became the deciding factor for possession of the West. The fight began at Apache Canyon on March 26, 1862, when the Colorado Volunteers, led by Major John Shevington, encountered and captured a Confederate scouting party. A major engagement took place, and 70 Confederate troops were captured from the 5th Texas Regiment, led by Major Charles Pyron. After 3 hours of fighting, 32 Confederates and 5 Federals lay dead. The third day was the most decisive. You're going to be looking for a bridge down here across the gulch where the battle was fought. Under the direction of Colonel John P. Slow, the Union lost the field after a 6-hour battle. While the South won the day, they lost the West. The Confederate supply wagons were destroyed and the Southern Army could not advance. At the Battle of Glorieta Pass, the Confederate troops retreated toward Texas, and by July of 1862 they left New Mexico territory.
So fast. Freight train, going so fast. I don't know what train he's on. Won't you tell me where he's gone?
That says Raton, which is in New Mexico. Raton means a small rat, by the way, in Spanish. So, I don't know what that means. It says here that Raton Pass had been used by Spanish explorers and Indians for centuries to cut through the rugged Rocky Mountains, but the trail was too rough for wagons on the Santa Fe Trail. by rattling or raging.
Freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. I don't know what train he's on.
Here we are, Kansas City, Missouri. There we go. That is Kansas City, Missouri. Or the train on the platform. It leads to Kansas City, Missouri. There's nothing else here apart from the concrete there. There's concrete around there. Train there. Moving in the street. All the way around. Is there Navajo there?
No, they're Laguna.
Yeah.
Laguna tribe.
Do they own that casino?
Yeah. And then, like, if you take that road and you go all the way back there, there's Mesas,
Yeah.
Sky City.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's probably well, that's where it's at right there.
Are they Navajo back there, Sky City?
No, they're different, and they're Tewa and Tewa people is what they call themselves.
Yeah.
So I think they got the name Laguna from the land place where there was water, like Laguna Beach.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know why they call them. But they call themselves different things.
Why do the Dakota and Lakota, the Sioux,
Yeah,
the same, aren't they?
they're distant.
Yeah.
But like say like us, we don't call ourselves Navajos. We call ourselves Dene.
Oh dear.
That's like the people. But the Spaniards gave us that name.
Oh, do they? The Navajo?
Yeah.
It's because you got the J for the O.
Yeah. That's a Navajo or a Spaniard term. I know there's many interpretations of it. Some say it means like cultivators of the fields, or others say that they're knife people or thieves in the night. That day they set up that law.
Yeah.
They said they turned the day into night,
Did they?
or the night into day.
Yeah.
They just lit up everything.
Wow.
The sky.
What kind of damage did it do? Did it change the land? Shape of the land?
On I see, go right ahead.
It looks the same.
Yeah.
There was no big crater or nothing.
He was talking about the Acoma Pueblo band of Indians, which is where they live, which is about 60 miles west of Albuquerque, New Mexico. He talked about his son that lived off the reservation, and he talked about him living abroad, as if he was living in another country, which in effect he was. This is Rochester, New York. And this is all you'll see of it, I'm afraid, as you'll hear me say in a moment.
Rochester, New York. This is all we see of it. This, I'm assured, is a canal. All right, they look like trees, but I think it's a canal. There it is. Anywhere? Anywhere else? No. Back to the trees.
There's a couple of New Jersey guys, New Jersey, talking behind us. You can hear them telling the tale. They spoke like that for about an hour and a half. East of Chicago, it wasn't so interesting. I mean, west of Chicago, they told us where we were and things like that. But here, we're in upstate New York. We could be anywhere. We actually had to show our passports at one point. The officers, the feds got on the train, and in case we slipped in from Canada, I suppose. This is sometime later, and those two guys are still talking.
You go in the woods.
You'll go in the woods. You hear them in the back behind me.
Every dangerous thing in the world.
Every day, first thing in the morning, I got down there. You hear them?
As a young lieutenant.
Now here we are. We're coming into the station now. Go a bit dark. Here we go. We're slowly going into the station. This is the Big Apple. And still those two guys are talking.
Freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. I don't know what train he's on. Won't you tell me where he's gone? Don't know where he's heading for, what he's done against the law. Got no future, got no hope, just nothing but the road. Freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. I don't know what train he's on, won't you tell me where?
So here we are in New York on the 4th of July 2011. We stayed in Greenwich Village, more or less, and this is Greenwich Village. Just up the end of the street, this funny looking bird. I thought it was a robin. Oh, there's Mago in the distance. And she turns, bless her. Yeah, back to the bird.
For a robin?
Not really a robin, is it?
And then it's a bit dark. We'll turn him off.
This film's about 6 minutes long, by the way. 6 minutes, 28 seconds.
A tiny cemetery here, look at this. This is what it is. It's Spanish. There's the cabs coming around the corner. It's a very quiet place at Greenwich Village, really. But you know, New York is so noisy. It really is so noisy, you know. Cabs blowing the horns, the garbage collectors cracking everything and banging, and unbelievable. The buses with a big exhaust. I mean, there's the doodah. You know, I wasn't even taking notes while I was filming.
Doodah?
You know? There's a chick on a bike. There we are. This is the noise. God almighty, eh? Can you believe it? They go in their cabs downtown. Look at it. This is the noise. Wow. And the other thing that a stranger notices here in the summer is it stinks. It stinks of drains.
And in London.
Sometimes there's another smell which I can't quite put your finger
These
on
days.
or your nose upon, and you dread to think what that might be. Stale blood, probably. Listen to me.
Why the security guard's looking at me? Very suspiciously. New York subway. Don't know what she's doing, I'm sure. Looking at her phone, I think. people are friendly on the subway, I noticed there. They talk to each other, and it's only about one floor down up again.
This is New York, and these are shoes. Look at them. Shoes. Shoes.
There's a 39.94. That's 40%. How much is that?
40% of what?
$40.
Let's just say $40. Okay. Let's say 20. Say $24. Sound good? You have to wait and see. Here we are in Central Park. Beginning of July, so the weather is very hot. It's about 95 degrees, I think. There are the little people walking through the park. There's that bridge in Central Park, the one you see in all the movies. That's the Dakota building, where John Lennon lived. Look. 72nd Street. 7 and 2 are 9. Number 9.
Number 9.
Yeah.
Number 9. Number 9.
There's the front of the building there where John Lennon died. See all those people having their photograph taken? That's where he died.
Walk on the died.
Getting on over by a bus.
Imagine all the people living for today.
I am sailing home again, across the sea. I am sailing stormy waters to be near you, to be free. I am flying, I am flying like a bird across the sky. I am flying, passing high clouds to be near you, to be free. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Through the dark night, far away, I am dying.
There's the matey getting into bed. It's looking lovely. She, yes, there she is. There we are. Having a cup of tea and chocolate. Look around here. There we are. Into the darkness. This is the very same shot the following evening. Now you will notice a swimming pool down there, and there's a gate. So we can't go down there because we haven't paid enough money. But that's the only kind of little class distinction you get here. But you know, there's that, and there's that. Hey, so who cares? And that's where we've been.
白か黒しかこの世にはないと思っていたよ。誰よりも早くいい席でいい景色が見たかったんだ。僕を好きだと言ってくれた女たちもどこかへ消えた。あの頃の僕より今の方がずっと若いさ。
Look.
自尊心のため無駄な議論を繰り返して。
Those are the captain's cufflinks, actually spare propellers.
2 minutes time, the ship's whistle will be sounded. This is for testing purposes only. However, the first blast will indicate the precise time of 12 o'clock noon.
It's a quiet one, that was. That's the facsimile bit of the one you saw earlier.
8 bells.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Our position at noon was latitude north 47.2 degrees and longitude west 33.7. That puts us 470 miles north of Flores in the Azores Islands. The depth of water here is around 4,000 meters or 13,000 feet. And we continue on a great circle course, presently with a heading of 072 at a speed of 21.5 knots. The distance team since noon yesterday is 493 miles at an average speed of 21.4. And since New York we've covered 1,798. And the distance to Southampton now 1,310, so we're over halfway. Present weather, partly cloudy with sunny spells, a cool 15.6 degrees or 60 Fahrenheit, and the sea cooler at 15 or 59. With easterly force 2 and variable, and that gives a wind speed over the open decks of around 15 knots. Now, looking at the forecast, I'm delighted to say that today's weather is not as previously forecast. And so we are looking at the satellite maps as well as the forecast, text forecast. And so I have here light winds, mostly from the southeast. Seas 1 to 2 meters, so that's 3 to 6 feet. Cloudy, some sunny periods, but there's still patchy fog in that forecast. But otherwise, this is really very good weather for the North Atlantic at any time of year. Now I hand over to Sandra for our German speakers.
That about sums up what he just said, I think. I don't know, I wasn't listening.
Look at that. The view from our cabin there is. Cindy's asleep. There's Lou Costello. There's the boys, Lauren and Hardy. Charlie Chaplin and Una. Forget Bing Crosby. There's the man himself, Burt Lancaster. And there is Port Old Pud. Deborah Carr. It's Cary Grant. Clark Gable. Elizabeth Taylor.
Mam Saab reading in the library with her favourite music playing, Sailing By.
Lovely this is, look at it. Goes on for a long way down there. Right, people up there. People there looking down. People down here looking up. Look at the roof, that's the roof. Look at it, people taking photographs. It goes down. There's a big staircase, look, there's a big staircase. Look who's walking up the staircase. The Memsab. Look at her looking around pretending. She doesn't know I'm filming. Oh my God, the woman taking photographs. That's all right. There we go. There we are. Memsahib. I don't know. That's what she was pointing at, I don't know why. All the shops, the Hermes. This corridor here leads to a place called the Illuminations, which is really a movie place. Movies, planetarium. We're going to a lecture now.
And that's what's on, some movies.
We've been told there's a whale off the starboard bow. Now whether Margaret can see it with her binoculars, we don't know. But I'll have a look out with her in a few minutes. Well, we can't see any whales, but that's what it looks like. Big expanse of sea.
The end of our trip. There are all our bags waiting to go. In the wardrobe there, my 2 guitars. In the bathroom there, the Memsahib having a shower before we go out on the last night. And nothing happening now. And what's dominated us more than anything else our trip has been this. The hacking scandal on television. So there we are. Last little look outside before we go. And have a look to where we've been. Where we come from. There we are, down there, America. Kabul. Of course, when you get here, it's like this. Loads and loads of people, although it wasn't bad. We all got off in about 20 minutes. There's the taxis. Look at them. 2 carts over there. There's the building we just came out of. And the Queen Mary's behind there somewhere, but people are coming out. And look, we're all out in a very short time, really. Directed to our luggage straight away.
Hello!
There she is.
You're right.
Yep. A long time ago, as you see now, a ship.
Stop.
I used to tap my daughter down the docks and she used to say, "What's that, Dad?" And I used to say, "It's a ship." She don't ask me that anymore. Pole, and there's a big crowd. Look, a lot of people are kind of sloping off to get out of the fact that he likes to collect money. I mean, that's what he's here for, to make money. But look at them sneaking off.
Two mother-in-laws. That's right. But I do believe that if you have one guy who would lay all the mother-in-laws any man in the world.
There's the canal just by where we stay in Edinburgh. There used to be a big brewery just there, and they've demolished it. You can hear the things in the background. There's the Memsahib. And here we are down at sea level. There is the Memsab. See her? There she is. There's the canal which we have a walk along every day. Give me a hand. Poor old woman in front on the phone. Now, usually we see some swans. Where are they? Oh, there's one of them over there. Swans and their 4 cygnets we see every day. And they're going to be just over there if you look closely. Oops. Underneath. There they are. Well, they've got 3 cygnets with them today. See them over there? There they are. See them? Lovely little things. Just the noise in the background of the building every day. This wakes us up in the morning at about 8:30, but we manage to turn over and go back to sleep for an hour most days. But there used to be, that's where the big brewery was. And these are kind of new flats they built. See? The barges are for rent. These are kind of big new flats. It's kind of little Venice down here, I think. The Leith police dismiss us. So we walk along this canal, we get to Leith. Here we have some lovely barges. Green one, lovely. Some more down there. See? This is the meadows. Those tents over there is where I appeared about 10 years ago when I was here. All around there. No, it's lovely, the meadows. It's just very close to the city centre. And people come out. And there we are, there's a path we just walked up. And there's... Well. Look who's there. Grandad. There's the Memsab. She just saw the poster and walked away. Well, she's seen the show nearly 18 times so far. Getting a bit fed up with it. Mike? There she is. Wave, say hello. Memsab. Man on a bike. Now we have to go. We're going to go left here. And we're going to go straight ahead. Way in the distance, up there, going to meet me on the Royal Mile. Look what we've got here. All those pictures around there. See, there we are again. Of course, there he is. It used to be the Scottish Parliament up to 1712, I think, something like that. Maybe I'll check that date later, when the union with England happened. And now the Supreme Court. And people gather outside because they're being taken there on a tour with that big horseman up there. See that horse? And then on the battlements was the thing. But that horse there used to leak somehow. I don't know whether the water went into the mouth. And every time it rained, it put a hole in its bottom. So it peed all over the street. To the embarrassment of everybody. that. I can do that. This is the site of Botham Bar, whatever that means. Botham Bar. And there's been a gateway here since AD 71. Oh. There's a nutcase. Sorry about that. There's a little nicky-nacky nooky hole you can see through. And there's people. This brings you up to date with the double yellow line in the streets. And there we go. All around here, all around it. All around. This is still in the wall, by the way. We're still walking around the wall. Okay. It's got lovely little places. I don't know what the beer's like in there, though. Look at that. Restaurant and pizza. Look at how lovely those buildings are. Look. Wonderful. And look. The Mem Sahib. This place is called Big Church. What the hell? Look at it. No, you haven't got time to read it. In the French restaurant at the moment, in the Mem Sahib in there. And look, the atmosphere in the place is wonderful. There is nobody else in here. Look. There. This is the scourge of the place, I suppose. You have to give in to places like this, and that one, that one, that one, and look what is really down there. There we are, there we are. Nafe Nero. These are the city walls of York. See all the battlements? Of course, what you look at now is not what they used to look at all those many years ago. I have no idea of history. But I think York was founded by the Romans in, I don't know, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, who knows. And the word York means, and there's York Minster as looked at, as viewed from the city walls. And there's our house. There's the city of York. Oh, what do they mean it's the city of York? That's what the building is called. It's called the city of York. There are some steps down into the moat. Obviously the moat isn't there anymore, but there they are. There she is, the Mem Sahib. The Mem Sahib, see the Mem Sahib. Obviously Richard III bench. Another look at York Minster. There's a spy hole for the little people. And see, big people can look over this. And actually, they weren't this high in those days. So they would have had to get on other people's shoulders, but you can't see much apart from trees. And this is it from the outside, you see? That's it from the outside, and they can see right down into the streets. A little way around the wall, you see the City Art Gallery in New York. In York, not New York. Country don't really know what that is. I think it's a boat. It is, it's a York boat. It's called the York boat. And they frightened all the Canadian geese over to the other side of the river, I suppose. Yes, this is a river. Up and this is a river. There we are. There's all the geese over there. And here they are down here. Not frightened at all. This is Woodsmith. And who is taking all these wonderful films? Why, there he is. There he is in the mirror. There's a better shot of him in the lap pump.